Well, last week seems like ancient history. We're turning around going on the road again tomorrow, and that's kind of hard to believe. Not an ideal scheduling situation, back-to-back weeks on the road, non-conference games stuck right where you don't want it. I've never really liked playing non-conference games in the middle of conference, but Seattle U's joining our league, and we agreed to play them home and home, and of course they're trying to get some games in January and February, and this is how it worked out. And but last weekend, was a definitely up and down situation where we really struggled at New Mexico State. Just the last 14 minutes, we were right in the game till that point, and then felt like we just didn't compete, and then we go to La Tech and get down right away, but battle and fight and claw and find a way to get a win, and that was a satisfying win. Seattle U coming off a really good performance last night versus Eastern Washington. Scored a bunch of points, had a couple guys go off. They're playing quite a bit different than when we saw them last time. They're pressing a lot more. They've changed their offense. It'll be a similar situation press-wise to what we saw at La Tech. Lots of presses on every opportunity they get. And then we go play Idaho, who will have had all week just one game. They already know us pretty well, and now they might, with a whole week to prepare, they might know what we're going to do before we know what we're going to do. So that, going in there certainly is always a challenge. Going to Moscow and they're solid. You watch them play and they're just really solid. They play good offenses. They run good stuff. They're solid defensively, and they've got quite a few good pieces for their system, and Coach V's doing a good job with them. So we've won 2 road games, so we doubled our total. So that's the good news. We'd sure like to find a way to keep getting some wins on the road. And we got another opportunity this week, so we'll see how we do. Basketball is so weird, Sean, because you've seen it through the years where somebody might win by 20 at home and lose by 20 on the road to the same team. The home and road factor is always such a big thing, I think. They had a really poor shooting night in Logan, and we needed them to win at the time. We do every game. We need to win at the time, but really needed to win at that time and played really hard and got a W. But their talent level is high, and people might say, well, their record's not real great. How do you say that? Well, I've watched them on film. I mean, they've got transfers from Pac-12 schools and athletic, rebound the heck out of it. I mean, if they get it cooking on you, it's tough. So, and that game was a while ago, and it'll take a little bit to remind our guys. But we can at least watch ourselves play against them and see what we did and didn't do, and that should be somewhat helpful. The thing is, it's not a fracture. But we did not practice yesterday, so we desperately needed a day off, and took yesterday off, so I'll know more. He's obviously going to do whatever he can, but I'll know more after we practice today. Like I say, the good news is it's not a fracture, but there's obviously something going on in there. There's some kind of floating deal that's causing them problems or whatever. They're not quite sure what's causing it to swell up and all that sort of stuff. He was actually walking to the scorer's table to check in when it happened, so that's pretty odd. He saw the kind of foul trouble we were in, and went back and told Mike to retape him and told me he could play. So that's all I need to hear. I put him in. So that's how that all transpired. And he played the rest of the half, and somewhat hobbled, but Morgan knows, he's a smart basketball player, knows what we're trying to do out there, and just having him out there helped us for sure. You know, I think it was really positive that we, on a Saturday night road game, it's always tough, and it'll be even tougher when you've went 2 weeks in a row this Saturday, but I think it's always positive when you respond. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to play great the next weekend or anything like that, but you know, that would have been a really tough one to lose because we had fought all the way back and actually went up by double digits and put ourselves in a pretty good position, and we had to kind of hang on through some crazy stuff at the end. But you know, we just we should know by now that we have limitations and we have to scratch and claw to be in any game. That's just, you know, and we're 10-8. We're not you know, 4-16 or something. I mean, we're, you know, I think they can garner some good feelings about at least finding a way to be you know, make progress and get back to 500 in the league and be above 500 overall. Obviously, we'd like to be better than that, but you know, I think they're learning how hard we got to play to be in the game. So that's what I think happened last weekend. I mean, you look at Brock's 4 league games and his stats compared to his overall stats, it's like night and day. He's got his mojo back a little bit, or whatever you want to call it. He's got his confidence, and you know, he's making some things happen out there, and that's been huge for us. You know, that's kept us in games and helped us win games. So he's playing like an all-league guard. That's what he is. So that's nice to see. You know, it's a different kind of thing. I think my patience is more relative to my age and the years I've been in this business than last season versus this season. I have to work on my patience, and sometimes I don't work on it very well, and other times I do pretty good. I mean, I was the mellow one on the bench the other night. Sean will tell you that. I had a couple wild men on each side of me, and that was great. I loved them. They were instructed to be as they were, and I thought it was awesome.
For the Saturday game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You had to be there. You had to be there to see those two guys. Coach Felt was on the road, and Coach Jones and Coach Duryea were in rare form. They were in rare form. So you're going to, you know, next time we have a doubleheader, you should do all the games.
I'd love to. It'll never happen.
You know what I was trying to figure out? I told Lou, I said, what are we high school? Are we junior college? I mean, I've never seen a voice of the Aggies have to do 4 games. I mean,